Okay, Shane Simmons and I'm going to show you Bryson City, but I think it's time for you and I to have a heart-to-heart talk. It's way overdue, and you probably have seen this coming for a long time because I feel like our relationship is a one-way street. You know, you get to watch my videos, and I mean, some of you are probably in the bathroom, or I'm just background noise, or heck, God forbid, some of you have even regretted clicking on this video already. And what do I get out of it? I don't ask for anything except to subscribe to the channel sometimes. Which if you could go ahead and do that, that'd be great. And, you know, maybe, but that's it. That's it. Except, you know, if you could like the video too. I know that'd be good. Since we're in here right now, you don't want to forget it later. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing. And if you could comment and say, hey, Shane, you look great today. Or I love all your videos. Or Shane, you're the last thing I listen to before I go to bed. And the first thing I listen to when I wake up. That would be great because I've got a really fragile ego. And it would be wonderful if you could just prop me up for another day. But that's it. And maybe to share it on social media, but that's not for me. That's for other people, so they can enjoy these things. I don't benefit from this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And well, and then of course, I do ask for donations sometimes. But you know, Bryson City doesn't come to me. I don't transport down there, teleport, or whatever. And it doesn't pay for itself. So if you could help me out, you know, you can become a patron. You could donate for PayPal or send me a check through the mail. I'm fine with any of that stuff. But why are we making this about me anyway? Gosh, man, you know, let's just get past this and get on with the video. Goodness gracious, man, I feel attacked. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, countrymen, countrywomen, trolls, anybody who has found your way into this video. You're all welcome here. Have a seat. But if you're gonna ride with me, we got a couple of rules to follow. I'll get into that in just a second. I'm in Bryson City, North Carolina, in the county of Swain. So getting back to the rules, the first rule, obey all rules. That's actually a Barney Fife reference for any of my Andy Griffith show fans out there. But the second rule is, you know, I control the temperature, I control the volume of the radio, and you control the volume of this video, and you also control whether you even watch it or not. But if you're going to ride with me, don't get sassy or I'll pull this car over so fast it'll make your head spin, put you out on the side of the road. So it won't be the first time. And there's the welcome to Bryson City sign. So I'm going into the downtown section, and I don't know how many of you have been to Bryson City. I've been here a few times, and it keeps growing, at least as far as a tourist destination it seems to be. It puts you in the mind, at least it does me, of a cross between Damascus, Virginia, and Boone, North Carolina, minus the college. But there's a little bit of that outdoorsy, but you know, there's some nice restaurants and other things to do here that have made it a pretty popular destination. So we'll just turn down this street and take a look around. I don't think I've been down this road section of it before for some reason. Maybe I have, I just don't remember. But it is turned out to be a halfway decent day. It is cold, but it was actually even snowing a little bit earlier, believe it or not, so it seems to clear up. I like that marquee on that old theater. So, Bryson City has a population of 1,424 people as of the 2010 census, and is expected to grow a teeny bit more when the new one comes out. And that's a nice, I think it's the courthouse there with the little dome on top. That is nice. We'll head down here. This is more of the commercial area. You'll see bike shops, things for hiking. There's a vintage drugs. That looks an old marquee. So Bryson City was a railroad town, primarily. Always has been. And even now it's been developed. It was really big in the early days of the railroad, and once passenger trains started fading, it kind of went down with it slightly, but it's now even rebounded from that. It uses a passenger train here now, and even Christmas they have a Christmas themed train ride. My daughter went on it this past Christmas actually, and had a wonderful time with her mother. There's a little caboose there to the left. I'll stop back in that park area in a little bit, just in a second, once we take a little bit more of a look around, because I really haven't gone through a lot of the town myself before, so I'll get a look at it for a lot of these things for the first time myself, right with you. Hey, there's a Dollar General. Can't beat that. What is a town without a Dollar General? So there's the Great Smoky Mountain Railroad train here to the right. It's a super nice looking passenger train. Here's a restaurant to the left. All right, looks like a brewery bus. Sorry about that. So we'll take a look down through here. I think it runs out of real estate just a little bit, but I'm going to keep going just to see what's down here. It's a long train. And I'm used to seeing a lot of coal trains for sure, but passenger trains are a little bit more scarcer in these parts, so it kind of fascinates me a little bit. And it looks like there's a nice church, and we're going to head. Hey, there's some mobile homes. It looks like we're getting a little bit more of a residential area, so look, that's nice. I love seeing an old RC sign there. It dates back a while. Turn right here. Yeah, it looks like I've hit a residential area. I think I'm going to turn back around and get right back downtown a little bit. Looks like maybe we have some apartments or so forth, condos, townhouse, whatever, right here. A little bit closer look at that church. I like seeing those mountains in the background. That adds a really nice ambiance. Let's see which way to go. Well, let's take a right. Go with what you know is what I've always been told. Now, this time of year, I'm actually surprised there's a fairly good sized crowd down here. And I know in the summer it stays pretty jammed up too, because it's really close to the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's close to Cherokee. I think Cherokee's almost exactly 10 miles away, so you're not too far from that. So there's great hiking, biking. Of course, they do have the train to draw, and they have a Dollar General, as we can see it for the second time. I don't have a clue what's down this way, so let's find out together. I always like to investigate a little bit more now, because I think I'll turn right here. It never fails that, yeah, I hit a Yui, what the heck. I'm feeling a little wild and crazy, but it never fails I miss. There's a really nice church there to the right. I always miss something that somebody's screaming out, oh, you missed the house made of solid gold. Or when I always miss the major thing that everybody's wanting to see, so try to cover as much ground as I can these days. And the Dollar General for the third time. Okay, and it looks like we've got Harley Davidson over here, so we've got motorcycles. And here we go back to the main street here again. There's hardware to the right, and to the left is that marquee of the theater, and straight ahead up on the hills appears to be maybe a church. Believe that I will park here near the caboose and hop out and give you a little bit more information about Bryson City when I can actually gather my thoughts versus driving around trying not to hit a pedestrian. Let's see. Yeah, as close as I can because I'm lazy. I don't feel like walking that far. Alright, I'm going to jump out here and I'll give you the lowdown in just a second. Okay, as promised, I jumped out of my car here at Bryson City and I'm right outside the caboose. I want to give you guys a little bit of a look at the town here in Bryson City. It was originally part of Cherokee territory. There was a Cherokee chief named Big Bear that owned this property, and he sold it to a couple of white men, one named Belk and one named Love. And as is often the case, those guys did not agree on ownership, so Belk and Love duped it out over it. I was hoping to say Love lost just because it sounded cool, but Love won, so I guess Love trumps Belk. I don't know. It sounded better in my head than when I said it. Anyway, here's some of the buildings here. Among the famous people associated with Bryson County or Bryson City is Heath Shuler. And Heath Shuler sounds familiar. He would have been a quarterback for the University of Tennessee, who was drafted into the NFL in the first round, I think 3rd overall, if memory serves well. And he played for the Redskins, which I guess is now the football team, and the Saints. And after he retired from football, he became a politician back here in western North Carolina. It's what's called a blue dog Democrat. He more conservative than the more liberal wing, and he served, I think his territory covered parts of Asheville too, which is more democratic / liberal. Well, these days very much more liberal. Can't believe there hasn't been more snow down here. Anyway, getting back to the stories. Well, that's a cool look. Calhoun House Hotel. The fellow Darling Belk and John Love had the dispute. John Love wins, gets his more control of the land. He ends up selling it to James and Diane Shuler, some portions of it, and they go on to sell it to a fellow named Colonel Thaddeus Bryson and a merchant named Alfred Klein. So it got split up more and more, and so Thaddeus Bryson is who it was eventually named for. It was originally called Charleston. Oh, this is cool. Ice cream parlor, I like that. So it was originally called Charleston, but due to the confusion with Charleston, South Carolina, of course, and there's a Charleston, West Virginia, they changed it to Bryson City in honor of Thaddeus Bryson. Nice friendly bears here. So this is a look at that downtown area. As I say, this was a railroad town. When with the oncoming of motor vehicle traffic, they quit doing passenger train service out of here in 1948. Bryson City runs along Tuckasegee River. A little outdoorsy place. The railroad that ran through here was originally Western North Carolina Railroad. It became Southern Railway before it dropped passenger service in 1948. And then Norfolk and Southern ran a few trains through here, but so now the state of North Carolina owns the tracks, and that's where it got named the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad. Another notable fellow from here was a guy named Red Smiley. He was part of a musical group called Reno and Smiley. They're a bluegrass musician. And now my lips are about froze shut, but just wanted to finish up with a last look at Bryson City before I get on the road. So thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all that you do to support us as we show the real Appalachia here. And I will see you guys on down the road.